Hi everybody and welcome to section 5 of this course, Mongoose middlewares and validation techniques. We are going to talk in this section about some of the features of Mongoose, the library that we are using to connect with MongoDB. Let's dive into our first video, which is Mongoose default validation. So now let's open our code editor and create a new file right here into tests, which is going to be called Mongoose features. Okay, we are not using Mongoose only to make things simpler for us while writing queries, but also to make things more simple for us to do some of the other operations that are needed inside an application. So, to do that, we are going to explore all the features that we need to know about Mongoose in this section. And before doing that, we need a little bit of setup. So let's just copy everything that we did inside of our taxi.js file. Copy them here. Start deleting. Okay, you know what? I forgot to put the JS extension. So, .js. Don't forget that, like me. So, before all we are connecting, before each we are doing nothing, after each we are cleaning up, and after all we are disconnecting, which is exactly what we want to do. Let's leave one test here, which is going to be the test that we are going to write right now. And let's delete this and change the name. Okay, Mongoose features, and the first video, this one, is about the default validation. Okay, things appear to be correct now. Basically, what we want to do is trigger the default validation of Mongoose. To do that, I'm gonna go to the company model. I'm gonna remind you of something. The required key, which we didn't really explain what it does. So the required key is a key that of course tells Mongoose that we want to have a name. So the name field is required. This is great. I mean, just writing a required key is awesome. But what really happens if we don't put a name in? That's something that we want to check out. So the required true is the default validation of Mongoose, and it returns us a default message, okay? So what we want to do now is try something out, and to try something out that can maybe produce an error, we're gonna use the try-catch block. Okay, so I'm gonna just console log the error message here, in case we have an error, which we will. Okay, so what am I doing here? I'm creating a new company and I'm immediately saving it without inserting the name attribute, which is really important. So this will hopefully trigger an error. We will catch the error right here and console log its message. So let's try saving this file, going back to our terminal, and as you can see, company validation failed, name, path name is required. This is the default message that comes from Mongoose because we have inserted this validation key right here, the required true validation key. Now, what we want to do is make an expectation, and the expectation is pretty simple. We are just going to expect that the error message is what we just saw. So the error message is equal to what was here previously, which was company validation failed, column name, column path name is required. Okay? So we just triggered the default validation of Mongoose by using the required true field, which was great. And now our tests are passing correctly. We took care of working with the default validation, and now you have a better sense of how the default validation of Mongoose works. Now we will take a short break,